Good day, everyone. This is the Group 5 presentation of Historical Revision. Analysis of the situation. At this time, a lot of people are spreading fake news or disinformation about our history. The worst thing is that since we are all living with technologies, even the media using different platforms are spreading fake news and misleading the public by saying that history cannot be changed. Because of those kind of people and platforms, there's a difficulty in correcting misinformation on our history because there's a lot of stories and articles that were published and aired. We agreed with the idea of historical revisionism. We believe history can be revised because we should give reliable sources and information in order for us to have the truth of our history. And because of that fake news, we want to lessen the amount of misinformation in our history so that our future generation will have the truth behind our history. Here's are some video clips that proves of why our history should be revised. For Pro Marcos,
Home, si former President Ferdinand Marcos. Masasabing sinunod din ni Marcos ang ikangay rules of the playbook. Unahin na natin kung paano siya umakyat sa kapangyarihan. Naging kinatuan at senador siya bago mahalal ng 2 beses bilang Pangulo.
Ambisyoso siya at wala siyang hesitation. Kung ano ang gusto niya, makukuha niya yan.
Isang magaling na politiko, si Ferdinand Marcos. Alam niya kung ano ang inihingi ng mga botante. Alam niya kung ano ang hinait ng mga mamamayan noong panahong iyon. Pero masterful yung kanyang deployment o yung kanyang paggawa ng mga o pag-utilize ng mga tools para maging mahalal na Pangulo.
and for anti-Marcos,
Pininturahan pa ng mga anti-Marcos ang kalsada ng Here Lies Evil.
As a citizen, I feel betrayed. This is really pero hindi din nakakagulat. Kasi talagang ganito naman yung diskarte ng pamilyang ito. Simulat sa poll. Ganito na rin talaga. Talagang niloloko nila ang taong bayan.
Mga pro-Marcos hindi raw organisadong pumunta rito. Ang mga anti-Marcos na dumami rin kalaunan, hindi rin daw magkakakilala.
I told my boss that I just had to come here today. I told my boss that I need to fight for the freedom of this country. I'm not saying I'm...
Therefore, history can be revised because according to these experts, Filomeno Aguilar, there are some personalities who define that history is changing. Van Ibernas, it is incomplete and narratives written are for convenience only. Jemmy Katdula, history is relative and changing. And lastly, Ranhilio Aquino, history and the interpretation of it is filtered by the 6 sieves: theory, standpoint, motive, inference, selected evidence, and available evidence. It simply offers constructs that should never be foisted as absolute truths, but rather as tentative data interpretation. There are the reasons why we need to revise the history that is filtered by the 6 sieves, which are standpoint, motive, influences, selected, available evidence, and theories. There are 3 theories. First is the great mind theory, second is human nature theory, and third is the great people theory. The great mind theory says that some idea, reason, pure minds, some ideal force or the rationalist who believes that opinion govern mankind, is the motive principle of history that drives and draws it ahead and forward, supplies the mainspring of human advancement, and introduces necessary progressive state and societal reconstruction. For the human nature theory, the rigid and unchanging, good and bad, Qualities of human nature determine or shapes history, demonstrating the invariant human constitution and character traits, exemplifying and reflecting the course of history, and subsequently molding and remodeling social structures. And lastly, the great people theory states that some aristocratic elite, ruling class, favored nation, or best race alone makes history, in the process asserting superiority position over lower, marginalized, and underprivileged classes, nations, and races. For the targeted audience, in external sectoral audience, we have media, government, and education. And in internal departmental audience, we have production staff or department, finance, and human resources. And of course, the other involved audiences are the students who are taking up history subjects and courses, our historian, because there will be a major revision since there's a lot of books that have misinformation and that have been published. The Marcos family as well, since they are the victims because most of the information about their family history has been misspelled. For our goals and objectives is to show the truth in our history, to show that the martial law is not ineffective, and to justify that the history is subjective and changing. For the message, focus statement, based on the theories, sieves, and definition that was from the analysis of the situation, it is concluded that history is changing and subjective. History is merely what the historian writes with their own thoughts, thoughts influenced by the environment, rather than being objective, so it can be updated or revised. For supporting points, the Marcos family, a prominent political dynasty in the Philippines, is the owner of a number of properties that were obtained, according to Philippine court, illegally while Ferdinand Marcos was president from 1965 to 1986. Many words are used to describe these assets, including ill-gotten money and unexplained wealth. However, other writers, including Belinda Aquino and Philippine Senator Jovito Salonga, more bluntly refer to it as the Marcos plunder. In addition, according to Marcos and his family, their vast fortune was legitimately obtained. On the campaign trail, he has dismissed criticism about how the family obtained its wealth as fake news. Asked in an interview in January about the government's efforts to recover the plundered assets, he said that family was no longer involved in the cases, adding that what the court orders we will follow. And lastly, our medium will use a social media platform such as YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. In digital media, we will use YouTube to upload informative videos that the audiences will be able to easily understand our history. We will conduct an interview with people who have enough knowledge about history, like our history teachers and more. While in digital social media, we can use Facebook to conduct a seminar or webinar that will talk about historical revisionism in order for us to correct the misinformation in our history, especially on Marcos era. We will share our research about our history and we will use the modules that we have from our professor. Also in mainstream media, we will use TikTok since this application is often used by our audiences. We will use it to upload some short videos or content maximum of 3 minutes that will help us to achieve our goals. We believe that social media platforms are the best tool for us to spread information effectively and to achieve our goals history. That's all for Group 5 presentation, Historical Revision. Thank you.